to Sewing in San Diego. I'm Magda. Before I move on to a completely brand new project, I thought I'd finish up one that I have already been working on for a few weeks that only requires a sash. That is Vogue 9253. I'm currently wearing it now. I made it out of a charmeuse fabric that I found at Joann's, and it is so silky and comfortable. And I'm so excited that I'll be getting to wear it out soon, maybe for date night. So I did make a couple of adjustments to the pattern. First, I made the sleeves a little bit shorter. I thought this would be a little more comfortable for me. In the pattern, they go a couple inches below the elbow. I used an invisible zipper in the back where the pattern specified not invisible. The front panel I made out of just one solid piece of fabric where the pattern itself said to do two, but I was able to get the width required just from the fabric bolt itself. And then this dress does have a reputation for having that really low V-dip neckline, which is just not my style. So I made it a little more family friendly, and this is still a little outside my comfort zone, but I prefer the modesty. So last thing, I will make a sash. Here's a pattern piece that I already cut out of paper. So I'll cut out my fabric and then we'll start sewing. So now I'm just pinning that sash pattern down onto the fabric. I don't really have any trouble with making holes in this charmeuse. I found when making the dress itself, it really didn't snag the fabric enough to be a problem. So we're going right in, and then I'll start cutting right into the fabric. Remove the pins, and then I'll just cut off the selvage edges here for a smooth line. And with most pattern pieces, I do trace the line, remove the paper, and do the cutting. But for something like this, it's a straight line. I'll be able to make any necessary corrections once I'm at the machine to do the straight lines. It's a sash, which will have curved edges around as it drapes around the body. So for me, this is not super critical to keep it as straight as possible versus like a bodice piece where if a line isn't cut just right, yes, it will have fit issues. I'm gonna eyeball this. Good enough. Is it 100% perfect? No. Is it really, really, really good enough? Absolutely. Let's start sewing. So for this step, I'll just pin the sash, fold it in half all the way across. According to this pattern, it should be two separate sash pieces, which are then sewn into the dress in the back, just flanking the zipper, but I didn't want it to be part of the dress, so that this way I have the option of wearing it with or without the sash. So I'm just making one really long sash. I'll pin it closed, leaving just maybe a couple of inches somewhere in the middle open, so that then I can turn it so it's all facing right side out. I have this one trick. Wherever I want to remember to stop sewing, like in this case, I want to leave myself a couple of inches open so I can turn things right side out. I have this trick. So anytime I want to remember to leave a couple of inches open without any stitching, I cross two pins over like that. That tells me stop. So I'll sew from one end over to these cross pins, and then I'll stop. Oh, that's nice. And then I'll resume just a couple inches later. That way I have my gap for turning the sash right side of the fabric back out. Okay, now that this is done, I'll get the machine out and we'll stitch just around the edges with a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. I'm using my 5/8 of an inch seam allowance again in a straight stitch. So here I will be ironing this sash now that it's been sewn and inverted, just to create some creases so that when I stitch it shut, I will have a nice straight edge. Should be pressing, not ironing. And the official care instructions for this fabric recommend not ironing. However, I have done test swatches and it's fine on a low heat. And also if I don't iron it, I think it just won't look right once it's tighter on my body. Now that I have it ironed flat, it's time to sew this shut. Here I've got the gaps. I'll pin them so I'll know roughly which points to sew to. Just beyond it is where I'll pin. Then you'll see I was able to iron roughly that 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, so it'll be even with the rest of the sash. Here it is. Here's a full dress. So again, I made a couple of changes to what the pattern originally called for. I did shorten the sleeves by about 3 inches. I find it a lot more comfortable than having fabric below my elbow. The front panel is just one piece of fabric. The pattern itself said to do 2. But this way I eliminated that unnecessary seam so that the fabric pattern can speak for itself. I also used an invisible zipper where the pattern did not specify what type of zipper to use. And I used fusible interfacing. I like Pellon SF101 for nice sturdier finish. And it also makes inserting the zipper a lot easier. Hi Minnie, that's Minnie. Other changes, I used facings around the edge here, rather than using bias tape. I just prefer the feel and the look. I don't like how stiff it gets with bias tape. And then finally I use a ladder stitch just to close these 2 panels together. A couple inches. Originally it's supposed to come to a pretty deep V-neck to about here. It's not my style. So here it is. That's a full dress. The only other addition that I'll make probably after I post this, is to add belt loops. I think it'll just make wearing this dress and sash a lot more comfortable for me, knowing that this isn't trying to fall and gravitate towards my natural waist. And that's it. I love it. Can't wait to wear it out in public, hopefully on a date night with my husband. Thanks for watching. Bye.